Do I even belong here? Good Monday morning, back from HOA, day one back. Good to see all the animals have been well taken care of. Jed did a great job. My mom did a great job. She even cleaned up the house for us. It was quite fantastic. It was awesome coming back to it. However, we're leaving HOA crazy inspired. What's up, Bazzy? What's up, old boy? I missed you. Y'all showed up. Y'all came. Man, if there's need to be any more convincing that the homestead farming, grow your own food movement isn't strong, that proved it right there. You all showing up said, I want to grow my own food. I don't like what I'm seeing. I want to be more sustainable. I want to have my own natural, clear of any kind of medicine products that are inside of our food. I want to start doing this myself, or I want to do more of it. So kudos to you for showing up, for gaining more knowledge, for building your community, and becoming stronger as a homesteader and farmer. But one thing kind of bothered me. I heard a couple people say, I don't have cows, chickens, goats. I might just garden, or I just have chickens. I only have a little container garden. Do I even belong here? The answer to that is 100% yes. Absolutely yes. I don't care if you're on a quarter acre in a subdivision, you got a little garden, you're trying to grow your own food. Maybe you got 2 chickens that give you eggs. You're a homesteader. Don't let anyone ever downplay that you're not, or don't ever let your own mind think that you're not. Because here's the thing that's different than from homesteaders than most farmers you may have in your mind. Most all of us are first generation. The land that they're on is the first time they did that. They didn't get handed down grandpa's farm. Now that's great if someone did, but for the most part, these are people starting now, starting new. So they started with a little garden. They started with little chickens. Then they moved up. We did too. We started with just chickens in a garden. Next thing you know, our hunger to want more of this, after a 7-year span, put us on a 12-acre property where we could have cattle and have a little bit of everything. So do not think whatever phase you are in this journey, that you're not worthy to be a homesteader, because you are. And depending on how deep that hunger is inside of you, give it 5 years. We may be watching you on a 12-acre farm. And know that there's all kinds of ways to do this on small acreage. It's actually kind of Jen and I's theme. 12 acres is a lot, don't get me wrong, and we're happy to have it. But they're bigger. And there's a lot of people think that you can't have them cows over there unless you got more, which isn't true either. Does more land make it a little bit easier? Yeah, it's more to maintain. You have more pasture though for your cattle. But you can do these things, and you can do it the right way. So just start reviewing. If you feel like you have a small amount and you don't know if you're a homesteader or if you're hungry for more, figure out how you can do the max amount that you can in the space that you are. Practice, learn, get to know how to do these things on a smaller scale. Then if that hunger and that drive is deep inside you and you want more, start to look for moving. Start looking for what you want in property. Ours was water, mountains, acreage, pasture. That's the things that we was looking at. Start writing your list down, even if you're not even thinking about moving. Start writing down what your must-have lists are. Start looking out in the market, seeing what's out there. Is what I want even a reality? And then just kind of go from there. Let it stir inside of you, and see if eventually this is something that you want to make that move to something even bigger, and to continue to go to try to be as sustainable as you can. Because, you know, like I always say, we can't be 100% sustainable by ourselves. We can have a lot, and we can be good at a lot of things, but to be 100% sustainable, we need a good community around us. We need experts in a lot of different fields that we can bounce ideas off and thoughts on, until we can get this right together. So let's knock this day out. Let's get things going. I still got a store that's cockeyed. I got to figure out where we're at right there. And I got to move cows to other pasture. Come on, y'all. One step at a time, one day at a time, one little piece forward to wherever it is that you want to go. We got that today. Let's do it. So check this out. This is that pasture that we throw all that grass seed in. Look at all this thickness. Isn't that great? The whole field looks like that. A lot of it's just from its natural comeback, but then a lot of it is also from the seed that we threw down that did really good in all these beds. Obviously, it needs a little bit more time, but where we're coming into fall, it's not going to come back as thick, but it's still good. It's certainly, we had a pretty good germination. Now, I need to let that one rest and have this one. For those of you all that at the moment still have a full-time job, it's really easy if you have multiple pastures set up, where once you get them set up, all you have to do is just open your gate that you have, let them in, close the other one, and then moving cattle is very, very easy. And I'm hopeful, because you can tell this is the pasture that they were on. We've got about 2 to 3 estimated weeks before our first frost. But I'm hoping we get some decent growth back before they come back on here. Hi, Daisy. Daisy? Hi, Daisy. Hi, Daisy. I missed you. I missed you. Yes, I did. My good girl. My good girl. Did you miss me? Huh? There they come. Just try not to get trampled. Come on, come on. There you go. Look at the freshness. Go get it. That's right, that's right. Burn it up. Burn it up. Oh yeah, tell them about it, Hank. And just like that, I just moved the cows. So simple. So now I'm just gonna go close off the other one. I'm doing all that while I'm filling up their water, so I'll be standing here anyway. But you know, that's something to think about too. If you're wanting to get into any kind of animal that you're wanting to move pastures, have pastures rest, if you ain't got a whole lot of time to try to track them back and forth, or if their pastures are really far away, try to figure out a way to make smaller pastures beside each other. That just makes your life a lot easier and quicker to be able to move them back and forth, because it ain't got to be difficult. And it's done. And y'all might be thinking, y'all done this like 3-4 times. Are you trying to act like you're an expert? No expert. No expert in anything. Just done things. And after you do a few things, I'm a very hands-on learner. After I've done things about 2 or 3 times, I know what works and what don't work, but there's always room for improvement. What I do know that works is having pastures right beside each other. Makes it easier and quicker to move cows back and forth. So there you go. Say good. All right, we'll give you a little garden update here in just a second, because there's all kinds of stuff that are happening from what we planted. But check this out. This is our first loofah that is pretty close to ready. We like to go ahead and take them off once they start getting loose on there, to just get them in a dry area. We don't want any moisture to get into mow them, but look at there. As you can tell, Mr. Loofah is taking over all over the daggone place still. It's all the way over there. So now, check out all this germination. So we got some Swiss chard here. That actually looks like maybe a volunteer birdhouse gourd, because it was on this thing. But we got a bunch of different lettuces that have all popped up. These are the ones that Raylan helped me grow. And then this is our romaine lettuce that we have, and some butter crunch lettuce that we got. That's doing really well, and we've been eating off of it a lot too. And then we got some lettuces and different stuff going right here. That's some kale. So I know we keep talking about this, but frost date's just about a couple weeks away for us here in 6B, coming out of HOA, probably really wanting to start growing some stuff. You still can. Let's do it right now. Let's grow through the winter. We'll do it together. So your best bet is, if you're in a cooler climate like we are, get you some leafy greens, get you some kales, get you some lettuces, romaine lettuces, butter crunch, Swiss chard, anything that you don't have to wait to fruit and then to ripen. So any of the hot summer crops. And then also I would, if you're in 6B, I would stay away from like cauliflowers, cabbages, broccoli. It's gonna be a hard time to grow those. Now you can probably overwinter them to get an early start on spring, which is a cool thing that you can do with a lot of cool crops is over winter. We're gonna get the garlic planted this week as well. So gardening ain't slowing down one bit. And so if you got the urge and you want to do it, let's make this bad boy happen. I'll get it, girl. Jen over there singing. Sing it. Sing it. Got it. Little fun fact about Jen, if you didn't know, she can sing. She just rarely does it for others to hear. I know. She's like, now everybody down in the comments can be like, Jen, sing please. And y'all should keep encouraging her. But it is the next day. We kind of just went crazy getting things done and getting like back in order, the house back in order, which like I said, Mom did a great job doing. But just normal stuff, normal hour routine kind of things. But it's the next day and we got some stuff in and we want to talk a little bit more about the movement that's going on and some of the stuff we got at HOA and what we're like going to be powering forward. Cause like I said, it's just burning inside of us. We're ready to go. So first off, while we were gone, we got some of our merch in that we ordered. I love this one. This is like something that is so important. Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. I love that sticker. And then we also have these out there. It's like little sets for, I mean, kids or anyone's, but it's a bunch of different vegetables and tops it off with a little Stivers Homestead sticker. So we got these for Wyatt and Raylan. And then here is the collection of our picture that we do. So every season we take the same picture in a different place. So this is summer, winter. Actually, sorry, that was spring. This was summer. And so all we need is a fall one and we will have the collection set.
And this one, I love it so much. It says, I stayed at the Stivers Cottage, Barbourville, Kentucky. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 4 of these up in the cottage every time somebody stays and they can use them and then they can purchase new ones if they want to. They don't have to, but either way they can use them and I think they're really cute.
Yeah, it's very neat. So all of them, if you just want to buy them on outside of that, these are like for us, we like having our own stuff too. But it's all on our website and we'll link it down below if you're interested. This one's probably the newest, I think. And there's more than just I Stayed. We have some just Stivers Cottage merch in general. Cool. And one thing we forgot to show in our HOA video, which is technically because we ended it before we even got home, but we got some gifts.
Oh yeah, so we went to eat dinner with Hoss Tools, people that are sponsored by Hoss Tools and Hoss Tools, and that was really fun. We got to meet all the other people that work for them as well, and it was a lot of them, you know, we knew but had never met. And some of our friends at Cattywampus Acres gave out soaps to everyone. They're so beautiful and they smell so good.
Yeah, they smell awesome.
Love them.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Hoss gave us a bunch of corn seeds, which we're actually going to do microgreens with.
Yeah.
Corn sprouts, and I mean, obviously it'll be good. We eat sunflower sprouts,
right,
and we eat alfalfa sprouts and all that stuff. So we're gonna try it with corn and see how that goes.
Yeah, I was talking to Wes and Greg, Wes Blair and Greg Key, who is Mr. Hoss. And he does them, it's like 6-day sprout and you can eat them for corn. And it's like she said, it's,
on salad.
I don't feel like people normally do that for microgreens, but it makes complete sense. Like it's like a bean sprout, you know, you get the things that shoot up really fast that you can keep trimming and eating. So we'll be doing those. Obviously got some more Hoss shirts because we love all that stuff. But if you, I think it's one thing when we talk about a company so much, but when you actually get to meet like the owners, Mr. and Miss Hoss, we call them Mom and Dad because they're like the coolest people in the world. When you actually have a family-owned business that is so centered around homesteading, farming, and wanting people to grow their own food, and then getting to meet them in person, it's just like, man, I'm glad that we have a partnership and we can work together and support you all. So seriously, if you have been on the fence about Hoss, like let that event be your solidifying thing that you needed to just shop at Hoss. It's awesome. Okay, so our trip at HOA, really, like I've been mentioning, getting the burning going into there. And I think the main reason for that is 2 years ago, the crowd was smaller. The event was a little bit smaller. It was still big, but it was more of what you would expect. This year, there was over 5,000 people that came to this homesteading event. And I think some of the most exciting moments was seeing so many young people. And that's, you know, nothing here or there. It's just there was so many young people that were getting interested in the homesteading. We all felt it, we all saw it last year in 2020, that the growing your own food movement was getting stronger. You can ask a lot of YouTubers, their subscriber counts went up because a lot of people were getting more curious on how to grow your own food. The exciting part is that momentum's not slowing down. These younger couples are buying land. They're getting started. They're getting their garden started. They're buying some chickens. And that drive that I mentioned earlier in this video is getting strong worldwide. And I think that's what's really beautiful.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And a lot of people said this too, but sometimes this lifestyle can be kind of lonely, and you feel like you're the only people in the world that are doing what you're doing because everybody thinks you're crazy.
Right.
And when we go to these events and we see all these people doing it too, and now especially even more young people our age, it's just incredible, and it's really validating, and it just kind of lights a fire under all of us to go home once you see that, you know, everybody out there is doing it. And it really stinks that we all have to go home and we can't be together, but these events are what that is for, to bring you together, solidify it, validate it, and then go home and work even harder.
Yeah, and to the older generation, obviously y'all show up all the time. Like y'all are always there. And if anything, it should make you proud, something that you've done for years that such a younger generation is
your
getting into.
example is what is helping these younger people, and that is amazing. So be proud of that. I know sometimes it feels like you're preaching in one ear and out the other, but they're hearing, and it's working.
It's just like parenting. Repetition, keep saying it, it finally kicks on. All right, y'all, if you haven't subscribed, now's the time to do it, because I believe maybe later today we're going to plant the garlic, which will be next video. All right, y'all, we love you.
Until the next one.
Bye.
Bye.